Very good morning to all of you. Am I audible to all? Okay. Now I am start sharing my screen and we will complete our ED lab second experiment today. And see student, there is some confusion. I have uploaded few questions on Google Classroom. Okay. So that is just for reference. Don't write that questions. I have prepared a separate sheet, but that sheet is in my computer in the college. So I have updated that sheet of pre-lab, but not uploaded. Due to lockdown, I am not having that sheet with me. Okay, students? And I will upload one reference file of one of my good student. See, just for reference, you can put your contents in that. Okay, your data you can put, but you can see the pattern, how they are writing their files. And for calculation for circuit diagrams, you can use those files. Okay, and all of you have to write your file in your own writing, because we can verify it very easily. So don't do that type of mistake. In previous semester, many students did many wrong things in the labs, but please don't continue that same things this semester also. Change yourself and write your file in your own writing. Content is already available on net. I'm sharing all the file contents. I'm sharing you the circuit diagrams, everything. So, but before writing, at least you should read what you are writing in your file. Don't just copy the contents. Okay. So we were discussing a few figures I have told you. So basically we are measuring input offset voltage VIO, clear, in the second experiment. Then we are measuring input offset current, that is IIO. We have discussed data sheet, how these parameters are specified in the data sheet. Okay, then input bias current, that is the average of two input that are traveling through inverting and non-inverting terminal. Then we are discussing the slew rate. Slew rate is the rate of change of output voltage with respect to time, which I have shown that we have to give input as square wave. Continuously we will change the frequency of input signal, and then we will get some triangular shape wave, not exactly triangular, okay, but some distorted wave, ramp kind of wave we will get. From that we will measure dV naught and dt, which I have shown in this figure. And here in the channel A, channel B, you can easily verify by marking this cursor what is dV naught and dt. dV naught is the y-axis output, maximum peak to peak voltage, that is dV naught. And here dV naught is coming out to be 13.8919 volt, that is approximately 14 volts. Okay, and time difference is between the highest peak and lowest peak. This is, if you can see in the screen, I'm showing you that this difference of time axis is my dt. So this ratio will give me how much output voltage is changing with respect to time. Okay, and its value is 0.5 volts per microsecond as per datasheet value for IC741. So after calculating this by using this circuit diagram, you will find the value. Then in the result, you will write by comparing the values. Datasheet typical value is 0.5 volts per microsecond, but practically by performing this experiment on multisim, I get my slew rate value as this. Okay, so you have to write result like this. So here we have discussed all the circuit diagrams by using, see, three circuits are producing voltages. एक में मिलेगा तुम्हें VOT offset voltage, output offset voltage. This is the value of output offset voltage. By using this VOT, I will calculate input offset voltage. Okay. Then by using the second circuit, this circuit, I'm finding out input bias current. but directly I am not finding out input bias current. What I am doing over here, हम क्या कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, इनपुट बायस करंट के लिए आई एम फाइंडिंग आउट द वोल्टेज एट द आउटपुट which will give me input bias current at inverting terminal. By using certain formulas I will find out input bias current. तो इस सर्किट से मुझे मिल रहा है VO2. नेक्स्ट सर्किट I will get VO1. I can easily get VO1 and VO2. So I have to draw 4 circuits in this, and theoretical circuits and practical circuits are different. In book, in first chapter only theoretical concepts are explained, then in next chapter they have shown you some practical diagrams, not all. So here you can see that in the third diagram we are calculating VO1. ठीक है, simulating circuit for input bias current, you can see the heading of this, and here I am calculating VO2, and before VO2 I will calculate VO1, that is the voltage at the non-inverting terminal. So that is this voltage. ठीक है, तो overall I am having 4 circuits, जिसमें से 3 circuits मुझे voltage की वैल्यूज बता रहे हैं, उससे मैंने कुछ फॉर्मूलेज अप्लाई किए, आई एम कैलकुलेटिंग दैट different parameters. So in copy you can write these values. VOT we have find out output offset voltage as 1.034 volt. Okay, then VIO is equal to VOT upon this formula. VIO is 1.03 millivolt, and I have shown you that VIO value typically from the data sheet of IC741, it is approximately 1 to some few millivolts. So we can say that we are getting exact values by performing practically and the ideal values which are mentioned in the data sheet. Clear, students? You can write down these calculations in your copy, and these values we have calculated from simulating circuit diagrams. Okay. Finished? Finished, student? So by using second formula, what we are doing? VO1, which we know from the next two circuits, VO1 is equals to VIO minus IB1 into RS 1 plus RF upon R1, and VO1 value we have found out from the circuit. ठीक है, I will substitute VO1, I will substitute VIO value which we have calculated from the above formula. ठीक है, IB1 current I want to find, this is my unknown parameter. RS I know the source resistance of operational amplifier, 1 plus RF upon R1. RF is 100 kilo ohm, R1 is 100. Okay, so I got this IB1 value from this. Then VO2 is equals to VIO minus IB2 into R2 into RS, that same parameter, 1 plus RF by R1. VO2 is this from the circuit diagram which we will simulate on Multisim software. Okay, students, do you got the Multisim cracked version from anywhere? And similarly, you can perform on Spice also, PSpice also, you can simulate this circuit. If you have that, on that also you can perform this experiment. Anything you want to ask? please, if anybody can get Multisim software, try to get that, install it and start performing this experiment, because there is no open source software to perform this experiment. Okay, so IB1, then I have calculated IB2. So what I'm getting, you can see the values. IB1 is in 53 nanoamperes. IB2 is minus 68 nanoamperes. And see, students, we have seen the circuit diagram very carefully, as we haven't connected any input signal source. Okay, because we are calculating some offset values. These values should be very, very low. So here we have generated IB1, 53 nanoampere, IB2 minus 68 nanoamperes. Okay. I will show you if there is some basic diagram in this. See, students, here you can see this diagram. What is IB1 and IB2? These are the bias currents which are produced at the inverting and non-inverting terminal when both the terminals are grounded. Okay, and it's not that easy to find out these values. To find these values, we have to apply some resistors so that we can calculate these values. Okay, and VIO theoretical values we can find out by connecting VDC1 and VDC2. VDC1, the DC voltage generating at inverting and non-inverting terminal. The difference of this voltage will give you VIO, and this voltage is very, very low. Okay, so it becomes very impractical to measure these values directly. So we are using some circuit to find these values. Okay, so that easily we can find these values. So these are my bias current. And now these are all the practical circuits. And see, students, what you do, you just complete your theory work. Then wherever I will go to college, I will try, if possible, within a week or two, so that you can get a correct pre-lab for your ED lab experiments. Okay, then next parameter. अब क्या किया मैंने? IB1, IB2, I got these values. You can see IB2 is negative minus 68 nanoamperes because it's at the inverting terminal. Okay, so this IB2 is minus 68 nanoampere. Now I will find offset current and bias current, and these are the definitions of input offset current and bias current. IB2 minus IB1. ठीक है, its magnitude, it doesn't make any kind of difference whether it's negative or positive. So you will get 15 nanoampere, and you can see the data sheet and you can compare both the values. Then IB is the average that I'm getting as 60.5 nanoampere. Then next calculation is del V naught by del T. Del V naught by del T. Okay, this is my slew rate formulae. So del V naught del T, I have shown you the figure. Taken output. So in that output, I got del V naught as 13.998. Okay, some students can get 14.118. Any value you will get, whatever value you will get, you have to put that value over here, del V naught. Then del T is a difference. And then I will calculate the slew rate. That is coming out to be 0.2 volts per microsecond. This is the standard unit which always you have to follow, because it may happen that you won't get their micro. So what you will do, you will convert this value. so that your answer should be in volts per microsecond. I here in this, by performing this experiment, I am getting values of slew rate as 0.2 volts per microsecond. Practically, typical value is highest value is 0.5 volts per microsecond. So this is also possible. So this is again the value when we are performing it through multisim software. All these experiments we can perform on hardware also. So there what will happen, individual IC will generate individual slew rate. Not any two IC will give you same slew rate. Okay, it could be 0.2, 0.25, 0.21, 0.3, 0.27, 0.37, 0.47, 0.5 volts per microsecond. But whenever we are performing on software, generally it's approximately same values used to come. Okay, and it depends on how much input voltage you are applying. Clear? And always del V will be the highest value. So slew rate can be up to 0.5 volts per microsecond. Is it clear? See students, you can refer Gaikwad book. I will upload that book also for you so that you will understand all these parameters very easily. You can write theory from that book. Here observation table, input bias currents के लिए मैंने IB1 IB2 फाइंड करना था. For that I have calculated voltages. ठीक है, for different ICs I can compare the values, but here I will perform on only one 741 IC. Okay, slew rate, del V, del T and frequency. Then procedure is mentioned over here. Measurement of input bias current. You can perform it on breadboard or multisim. Voltages at pin number 2 and 3 are called V2 and V3 respectively. The currents IB plus and IB minus can be calculated with Ohm's law. I is equal to V by R. Okay. The equations in figure 3 can be used to calculate these values. The average of these two current is called the input bias current, which I have told you earlier also. So the input offset current is the magnitude of the difference of the two bias currents, input offset current, okay? And bias current is the average. Don't get confused. Measurement of output offset voltage. Why I am calculating offset voltage? See, what happens while if in any project, if you are using these ICs, okay, you should know what is the exact offset values of these IC. Okay, so that you can nullify that offset values. Otherwise, what happens whenever we will use this ICs in practical ground, then this offset will be added and you will get some distorted output. You won't get exact outputs. And what happens, sometimes we use cascadings, multi-stages amplifiers. Then if first amplifier is not giving you proper outputs, in further stages, in subsequent stages, you won't get proper outputs. Okay, so what we can do, we can nullify those effects at very early stage so that you can get proper outputs. Okay, in labs we are using only one IC, we are not cascading, we are not doing anything. Okay, but we should know ki if there is output offset voltage, we can nullify that offset voltage also. That figure is shown in the theory in the initial pages, on the initial pages. Okay, so you can nullify if output offset voltage is generated so that you will get proper outputs. That's why all these parameters are to be detected. Then measurement of slew rate. A square wave of low frequency is applied. Okay, this I have told you. The input amplitude is to be adjusted until the output is 20 volts peak to peak. The frequency is then to be adjusted until the output becomes triangular. जितना ज्यादा ट्रायंगुलर वेव यू विल गेट, उतना हाई तुम्हारा स्लीव रेट होगा. बिकॉज रैम्प वेव मीन्स एज सुन एज माई टाइम इज चेंजिंग, the output amplitude is changing. In square wave, it doesn't happen. It remains constant. Output remains constant as time changes in square waves. In triangular wave, in ramp waves, the output changes with respect to time. So that effect is known as slew rate. Is it clear? So it tells you the speed of your operational amplifier. The frequency is increased until the output wave becomes to appear triangular and its magnitude falls to 70% of its original low frequency value. The output signal will appear to show the effects of slew rate limitation. That's perfectly normal. In this experiment, low frequency output signal magnitude is 20 volts peak to peak. At the full power bandwidth, the output signal magnitude should be 14 volts peak to peak. That I have told you. Generally, you will get 13 to 14 volts output. So result, we have designed, simulated all the circuits. We have calculated these values and typical values of data sheet. You have to write. Then you have to write after performing practically. I got these values. Is it clear, students? Any doubt if you want to ask? Anything? Anyone, student? Any doubt in this second experiment? First experiment was inverting and non-inverting amplifier. Okay, this is the list provided by RTU. So everywhere you have to write to design and simulate operational amplifier in inverting and non-inverting modes for given gain. Whichever gain given है तो वो मल्टीसिम पे परफॉर्म करना है. गेन गिवन नहीं है, गेन तुम्हें प्रैक्टिकली फाइंड करना है, तो तुम्हें एनवेस 6578 किट पे परफॉर्म करना पड़ेगा. ओके. So next experiment in continuation with this is op-amp as scalar, summer and voltage follower. So first I think we should discuss its theory so that it will become easier to perform this experiment. Because you haven't studied its theory subject ना, so at least यहाँ पे एक बार पढ़ लोगे तो तुम्हें समझ में आ जाएगा. So at what page it's there? See, student. Generally, this operational amplifier is known as voltage follower. In few modes, it is having few different applications. So non-inverting amplifier, or it is known as positive scalar also, and unity follower also. Now adder to summer. What do we mean by adding and subtracting? We all know addition means adding 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. In calculator, you are using addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all the mathematical formulas, okay, which we perform physically. We are performing it on by using some device. So, how these devices are invented, how in talking terms all these things becomes very easy, but when we have to practically find out these values, how I will perform, which circuit I will use, what elements I will connect, so that addition of signals can be performed easily. Here what I am doing by using operational amplifier, it's a high gain amplifier. Okay, so what I will do, I can add, I can subtract any AC DC voltages which are connected to the terminals, and n number of inputs I can connect, and I can find out the addition of all those input voltages. And it's very basic or common sense in this, because if I'm talking about adding, it should be connected to only one of the input terminal, either negative or positive. Clear, student? If I'm talking about addition. And whenever I'm talking about subtraction, is it possible to subtract the signals at one end only? Yes, students, please tell me. Subtraction means difference. Operational amplifier is a differential amplifier. So how I will perform subtraction of two signals? By connecting those two signals at one terminal only, or I have to use both the terminals of operational amplifier? Students waiting for your answer. नहीं समझ में आया तो नो लिखो, समझ में आ रहा है तो यस लिखो. And not a single student got my question. On what I am talking about. किसी को भी नहीं समझ में आया? Do you know operational amplifier is designed by using differential amplifier? Do you know that? Yes or no? So if I want to subtract two signals, I have to apply both the signals or n number of signals to both the terminals. सिर्फ एक ही टर्मिनल पे सारे सिग्नल कनेक्ट कर दोगे तो इट विल ऑलवेज वर्क एज एन एडर. सो दिस इज द बेसिक सर्किट ऑफ योर एडर. इसमें क्या होता है? सिंपल ऑपरेशनल एम्पलीफायर, नेगेटिव फीडबैक इज कनेक्टेड, and at inverting or non-inverting, any adder you can use, inverting adder or non-inverting adder, or it is also known as summing amplifier. So I can connect these input resistances with input voltage sources. It could be AC, it could be DC. So you can see V1 voltage, V2 voltage and V3 voltages are connected at three different terminals, connected at one point, and which is going at the inverting terminal of your input. This is my V out. I will measure if I am applying sine waves. We will use function generator at the input terminal. Okay. At the output, I have to use DSO. If I am connecting some DC values, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt DC over here, then I will calculate, I can measure those values on DSO as well as on multimeter. Clear, student? So you can see here in this simple summing amplifier circuit, the output voltage now becomes proportional to the sum of input voltages V1, V2, V3. But how? You have to perform all these things mathematically, whether this circuit is proper or not. So here I can write IF by applying C, KCL and KVLs you have to apply. This you can see from derivations, basic derivations you can see from Gaikwad book. Then it will become very easier for you to understand. So IF is this point, okay? IF pe what is happening? All these currents are coming inside. So IF is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. What is I1, I2, I3? I1 is V1 upon Rn, V2 upon Rn, V3 upon Rn, which are written over here. So inverting all this equation, this is minus because all the inputs are applied at inverting terminal. Clear, students? Any doubt you want to ask? See, just for a thorough knowledge I'm discussing, otherwise it's not necessary, it's not compulsory to discuss because we have to perform practically all these things. So V out, and what is the gain of this inverting amplifier? We all know that is V out upon V in is equal to minus RF upon Rin. This we have performed in first experiment. Gain is equal to minus RF upon Rin. Okay. So what I will do here, IF is equal to this equation. Okay. And V in, I will put this value over here, RF upon Rin into V1. Because V out is equal to minus RF upon Rin into V in. V in क्या है मेरे पास? V1 plus V2 plus V3. So V in is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So all this will be multiplied and now I will get a generalized equation as minus V out is equal to RF. I am taking out common, Rin I am taking out common. So that is V1 plus V2 plus V3. There can be any number possible over here. V10, but maximum output should be within the possible range. Okay, otherwise you won't get proper outputs. So this is the equation of summing amplifier. Is it clear, student? Is it a proper summing amplifier output? Can you tell me? If I will use V1 as 1, okay, 2, then 3 volt. Okay, 3 input signals are there, V1, V2, V3. So how I will get exact output voltage? क्या होना चाहिए इसका exact output voltage? 6 volts. Is it clear? 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6 volt. But will I get from this equation? It depends on the values of RF upon Rin. Is it clear, student? Is it clear? I will just discuss few things. Then I will shift to other. RF upon Rin की values पे depend करेगा. So these values should be, what should be its value? क्या value होनी चाहिए RF upon Rin की? क्या ratio होना चाहिए RF upon Rin का, so that I will get V out is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Then only I will get exact output of addition. So what should be these values? Who can tell? One is to one. Very good. It should be 1:1. So RF should be equal to Rin. Then only I can get this value. So whenever you will draw the circuit, you can design your own circuit. So there this value should be same. 1 kilo ohm है RF, तो Rin भी 1 kilo ohms ही होना चाहिए. Then only you will get a perfect adder circuit. ठीक है? And same circuit can be used as a scalar. Scalar means a multiplier type of circuit. Okay, na? Scalar means a multiplier type of circuit. If I want to scale the output voltage by 2, so this here RF by R1 ratio should be 2. V out is equal to twice of V1, twice of V2, twice of V3. So that is a scalar circuit. Okay, a scaling summing amplifier can be made if the individual input resistors are not equal. Then the equation would be this, because we are scaling it by 2 times, 3 times. So this ratio should not be equal, which I have mentioned you in the chat box right now. So this ratio can vary. Okay, that is my scalar amplifier. Clear, student? So we will wind up our class over here. In next class, we will discuss the practical orientation of these circuits. Okay? You can find out the theory content from net very easily. And if you are having any book, you can use that also. Summing amplifier, scalar, and then subtractor is there. See, this is a very beautiful example of summing amplifier. Only I want to add 2 millivolts with 5 millivolts. It should be 7 millivolts. But here I will get this answer because these values are different. 1 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm, 2 kilo ohm and 10 kilo ohm. So it will multiply that aspects and I will get result as minus 45 millivolt. So it's a summing amplifier. Okay. Summing amplifier means whatever input voltage we are giving, that is getting amplified. But here in your practicals, I have to design a adder, simply adder, not summing adder. So amplifier, okay, not amplifier. I have to design just a summer. So I will use this value same. So is it clear, students? Any doubt if you want to ask? Then in next, we will discuss the third experiment. Here everything is explained very nicely in this, how they are calculating. All the basic steps, applying KCL, KVL and everything. So any doubt, students, please reply. Otherwise, we'll stop the class over here. So goodbye, student. Take care. We'll continue in next class.